Alright guys, welcome back. We're at the 35th annual Halloween Howler. We'll have the round 3 back 9 coverage. If you haven't checked the front 9, what are you doing here? Get back over there, watch that. We got a few top touring pros on the card, a couple local guys. We're at the Chickasabogue Park, the Palmetto course, the OG, as some people call it. And yeah, we're looking for some good coverage today.
Yeah, so we're here on hole 10. 195 feet, a bit of a shorty, but plenty of trees you can test with. Really whatever you want to use to get down there, backhand, forehand. Gonna see something a little different from me.
But spoiler alert, we got Cam here with the forehand. A little early, but he'll still have a look.
Yeah. And Here I am. Got my ESP Raptor. Going lefty tomahawk, actually. Left-handed is my my natural hand for throwing overhands and forehands, which is why you haven't seen me throw many of them.
Yeah, and that's a really good play. Kicks off the tree, but looking like it was going to get a good flare skip off the flight plate.
Yeah, it sets up really well for the shape of the tomahawk, which is why I go for it.
You got Matt here throwing an overstable fairway, kicking off a little early, but he'll be able to manage a par most likely.
Blaine gonna come in with a forehand. And it's a different kind of difficulty, these little pitch shots almost.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys going with almost a standstill. There's not much power involved with it. Blaine gets a good run towards the basket, but gets an unfortunate roll back. He was putting pretty well in the front 9, so I'm looking to see him cash that as well.
Matt with a really long bid.
Ooh,
tickles the chains.
He wanted it.
He thought he had it too. Cam probably just outside the circle. And cashes it.
Starting off just like he left off.
Yep. Slow walk in.
Walking it down. Yeah, just gained another stroke.
Letting that basket knows who's boss. First little misfire we've seen from Blaine.
Yeah, he had to put around that tree though, so it was probably a little more difficult than we initially expected or anticipated.
Yeah. A little bit of a awkward lie on that tree, and it is October at the time of filming this, but down here it stays humid, so see me wiping my hand off a little bit there.
MattyO tapping in the par. If you didn't catch the front 9 coverage, we had Matt and Cam shooting 7 down, so now Cameron's at 8 for the round. Blaine was at 5 down, and you were at 4.
So puts me at 5 after this hole.
We got hole 11 here, probably one of the more difficult holes on the course. 264 feet. You can throw a turnover shot or forehand down the gap as the drone flies. Some players will throw it what they call the Frederick tree, which is leaning. You just want to go just to the left side of it and throw it down the middle. Cameron here looking like he's lining up a putter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one of the more demanding tee shots on the course to get to the basket, but
Cameron makes it look pretty easy.
Yeah. But if you get into trouble, it's a lot harder to get into trouble here because that fairway is a lot wider than the rest of the course.
What are you throwing here?
I'm going with a Jawbreaker Comet. This one's substantially more understable than the other pink one I've been throwing.
Probably throwing it on a hyzer, throwing down that middle gap as I was talking about.
Yeah.
Tree love.
Yep. Good result. Matt's probably going to take a similar route to Cam.
Yeah, you'll find that gap being a little wider is more chosen.
Fun fact, Blaine actually aced this hole about 30 minutes before the round started while he was warming up.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So I told him to just do it again.
We'll see if we can.
Yeah, he told me that was pretty similar to what he threw. Unfortunately, grabbed some root or foliage or something and got a bad kick.
Giving it a good bit on the long putt, but just off a little left. Matty, the old Mach 2s.
Yeah.
Not messing Matt's putt up, but a little sketch.
Yeah, not the putt he wanted, but
Still a 2 on the scorecard.
still a 2. They don't ask how it got in. Taking my time here because this is a down-sloping green, so a miss there, misfire is going to be costly. Have a tough comebacker.
Cameron tapping in a 2. I believe at this point in the round, he's on a 8-hole stretch of birdies.
Yeah, ever since hole 3, that's his only blemish.
Yeah.
Hole 12, 158 feet, very short, straight. However you want to get there, most people will throw a backhand. Really, this tree right here in the middle that we're flying by is the only thing guarding that basket. So it's asking to get aced. Okay, I'm going with a little baby flex shot.
Yeah, not doing too much. You don't really have to here.
Nope. Going with that same roach.
From hole 9.
Yep, same one from hole 9.
Looking just to ease this down. Probably release it on a slight hyzer. Not too much power. And just hit the gap.
Yep.
Getting some tree love. That was looking like it was going to be overpowered, but
It actually was a little bit shorter than it looked from that camera angle. I still have got about 20 feet, so hard to tell whether that tree hurt or helped me. Probably a little both.
MattyO giving it the ace run, going around the tree, but just falling
Almost
a little
catches the
short.
pole.
And then Blaine here, if you didn't catch the front 9 coverage, throws a lot of tomahawks and throws them really hard. So
Yeah. This one is just going to be looking to throw almost directly into the ground. And that was one of the ones that impressed me the most, even though he ended up short, because he caught that nose perfectly vertical on the barrel roll, and it just stopped dead in its tracks. Some misfires here from Blaine on the putting.
yeah, he started off strong and kind of missed a couple in recent holes. You cash in your putt from about 20 feet.
Yeah, on a bit of a birdie streak here. Puts me at 7 under for the round.
Blaine tapping in his par. And Matt and Cam will come up and tap in their birdies.
No stress whatsoever. Must be nice.
You get to this course and you really want to birdie everything. I mean, that's the mindset that's going through all of these players' heads. There's not a hole out here that you really don't feel like you can hit. So we move on to hole 13. 424 feet, probably plays a little shorter than that, just a wide open rip out of the tunnel, and really just, trying to play the wind and make sure that you don't give yourself, too difficult of a putt in a wide open field.
Yeah. Cam puts it pretty much as close as you can get it.
And he won't have to worry about putting.
No. There was a little bit of a crosswind here, if I remember correctly. Forgive me, it was a few months ago.
Yeah, I believe it was left to right. So throwing something overstable and getting the bottom of the flight plate exposed can push it to the right.
Yeah, I'm taking an Ezra Nuke here, but comes out on more hyzer than I wanted. Right distance, but probably about 50 feet to the left.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but you'll have a tailwind putt, so you should have a good run to look at or a good look to run at the basket.
Yeah.
MattyO trying to figure out how wide he wants to go with the wind.
Yeah, I think he's probably aiming at that that big tree that you see the other players standing underneath.
Checking his footing, making sure that he really dials in the shot because Cam's under the basket and he doesn't want to lose any more strokes.
Maybe you can end up a little bit left of where he wants, but oh, great ground check for him.
Yeah, he probably thought that was skipping left and fortunate enough to put himself within 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, and you can see the tee pad in front of where we're throwing from. This is actually a slightly different layout than is normal here. Really only 2 holes change.
Yeah, this is the OG.
Oof.
Oh.
And you see that kind of crazy flare skip that's normal to the overhands. See me with a really long bit here. Just flash the chains. Needed to get it there a couple more feet.
MattyO with a routine 2 after that good ground action. Yeah, Blaine lining up, hoping to do the same. Ooh, a little off right, but it goes in.
Yeah, hopefully it'll boost his confidence just a little bit. Had a few missed putts on these last holes.
Cam, no problem with the 2. And you round out with a par.
Ruining the star frame. That's what I'm here for. Hole 14, 350 feet. Probably plays a little shorter than that. You really just want to throw it out to the right and let the disc finish to the left. Some people might go with a skip shot with maybe a fairway driver. I think that's what Cam's going with here. It might be a mid-range. Oof.
Skipping it up pretty good. Yeah, so the wind on this hole is playing right to left. It runs almost anti-parallel to the previous hole, so you're really trying to push it out wide and let the wind push the disc towards the basket.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was a slight tail right to left. Matt going with that low kind of skip play I was talking about.
He didn't really want to play with the wind, so keeping it low will prevent that.
Yep, interesting to see how Cam goes about it. Looks like he's actually going to maybe go with the flex forehand here. Try and come around the left side of that Guardian Oak. Good angle, just too stable.
Yeah, I think he probably wanted to push it a little more left and knew right out of his hand that it didn't do what he wanted.
Yeah, just needed more turn on it. I'm using that tailwind to my advantage here, and I'm going to go with a mid-range, actually. Let it push it up to the basket. Throwing a wasp. Let's see.
Hitting the line pretty good. With the mid-range, you won't get as much skip, hopefully, and yeah, you check up right under the basket. So,
yep, I was happy with that one. Good recovery from the last hole.
yeah, Blaine here with a long look off the cage.
Oof,
that was a
good
good effort.
Yeah, right on line, just a few inches short.
And we're getting to the point now where, I mean, we played, 36, now 45 holes, and Blaine knows he's got to keep attacking.
Time's running out.
So Matt and Cam knocking their 2s. Blaine will clean up his par, and hopefully we don't have any weird mishaps with the baskets.
Yeah, yeah. And on top of obviously wanting to win and place well at the tournament, something a little bit different than normal is we have a final 9 that goes into a skins match. And you really want to get in that skins match. The top 4 finishers from the tournament get it and get to play for a little bit of money afterwards.
So we line up to hole 15 here. It's a turnover shot, 262 feet. And Cameron throws a slight turnover shot, getting down there. That's pretty much how you want to play the hole. You can probably flip up beforehand, but
Definitely a harder shot.
yeah, it really tailors better to the backhand.
Yeah, you'll see most players come in with a either a putter or a pretty understable mid-range. Matt drawing it up exactly how you want it. I'm going with that same super understable Comet that I threw on hole 11. Really just trying to let the disc do the work for me, minimize the amount of variables I've got to do with my angle control.
Yeah, nice and easy. Hit the gap and just let the disc do the work. Comes up a little short, but you've been hitting putts. You should be able to hit that.
Yeah, just inside the circle.
And as we spoke in the front 9, Blaine doesn't throw too many backhands, so he's going to be lining up the forehand here. Trying to flip something up. Hits the gap well.
Yeah, hits it really well.
Oh, wow. And
gives it a bit of a flash, too.
it's hard to see from the tee box. He probably didn't know that almost went in.
Yeah, it's a slightly blind shot. Good putt from Blaine. Here I am, probably 25 feet out. Matt's Captain Morganing behind me.
You cash it in.
Back on track.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row for you now after the mishap on 13. Cameron looking to get his 12th in a row, I believe.
Yeah, Cam's stringing together a lot of good stuff here. Still with only 1 blemish on his scorecard, and arguably that was not even his fault with a really bad kick on hole 3.
Yep, has the gap at 5.
Hole 16, 250 feet. This plays to the forehands. There is a backhand route. It's really tight, and I wouldn't recommend it. But really just want to take something overstable. Probably see a lot of fairway drivers, throw it flat, let it finish into the hillside.
Yeah, you can go around the leaning tree as Cameron's doing here, or sneak it inside with less of a hyzer, more flat, and still be able to attack the basket either way.
Yeah, and Cam got a really bad kick on just like a root that's just barely above the ground. And he was very frustrated about that.
Matt looking to take advantage.
Getting a little lucky on the inside gap.
Yeah, normally people don't aim at that route, but if they end up going through that route, it's they know they still have a look at the basket for birdie.
Yeah, and me with a rare righty forehand, as I mentioned before, left-handed is my natural forehand, so pretty rare to see me pull this out, but the hole just plays for it, so.
You've been practicing those two, so.
I have been practicing them. And push it a little long, but probably circle's edge, looking up at the basket.
Yeah, that was pretty good for anybody who's tried to throw with their opposite hand.
Yeah. Yeah, harder than it seems. And this should be Cam's bread and butter, or Blaine.
Pushes it a little long as well, but gets around the backside. A little better look than what you have, but still not what you want.
Right by me. Got too excited. He finally had a forehand hole.
Cameron keeping the streak alive.
I don't think he could hear it, but he got very excited about that one. He knows the streak that he's on, and he did not want that route to make it come to an end.
You're looking to follow suit here.
Yep.
Great putt.
Yep, a little spider decoration on top too.
Yeah, this is the Halloween Howler.
Yeah.
So.
I think on the next hole you'll see it's decorated as well. Good putt from Blaine. Getting back on track with the putting. Had some woes there.
You got MattyO looking to line up this short birdie putt.
Yeah, taking advantage of that good break on the inside gap.
We'll move on to hole 17. I believe this is the second hardest hole in the course at 315 feet. You want to throw a flex forehand. Some backhands will filter down if you attempt that, but majority of the players will probably opt for the forehand. As you can see here, the fairway is decorated with tombstones and a bunch of Halloween decorations. It's a fun time at this tournament. Cameron throwing a slight flex, but getting a very fortunate kick and wow, putting it under the basket.
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact about the tombstones, I think they the names on them are the previous year's division champions.
Oh yeah.
And JC was correct. This is the second hardest hole on the day for this course, playing at 0.29 strokes over par. So
MattyO throwing a roller here. Probably the old school route. This hole used to be a lot more wooded, and so a lot of players would throw a roller to try to get the disc as skinny as possible. He unfortunately hits a tree. He should be able to get up and down for a par.
yeah, I'm taking a super understable heat here. Gonna flip it up and let it ride over to the right for me.
Bringing the heat.
Bringing the heat.
So throwing the forehand line with a backhand.
Yep.
Not too bad. It's a long look, probably 40 feet or so, maybe 35.
40, 45.
And then Blaine here with two forehands in a row, three forehand holes in a row. He's excited about this.
Yeah, this is the part of the course he's been waiting for. And just pulls it over to the left. That's how it goes though, right? You get a hole that, fits your game really well, and then that's the one you mess up.
Yeah. And as Mac mentioned earlier, the tombstones showing everybody, the past winners from the last year. Blaine throwing a forehand roller, getting it down there. You see Matt won this event last year. You can pretty much count him or Cameron to win this event, but
Yeah, I can't remember the last time anyone else won.
River shared, I believe, 5 years ago.
There you go. Here's me, pretty difficult downhill putt. Cashed it.
Oh yeah, and the fist pump. Let's
Yep.
go.
I was excited about that one. On the decorated basket.
Oh yeah.
Doing it in style. What can I say?
Adding a little extra obstacles to your putt as well.
Yeah. Though maybe it would have helped it stay in. Oh.
Cameron not able to clean it, or Blaine not able to clean up his par. MattyO able to.
Good putt from Matt.
Losing another stroke to Cameron. So
Yeah, getting tighter. And Cam's parked, so absolutely no stress. You will not see that very often on this hole. And finally, hole 18, just under 280 feet. Like the rest of the course, you want to throw something flat, let it finish its natural stability off to the left. Very aceable hole to finish out.
yeah, you really just want to miss that one tree right in the middle of the gap that Cameron's squeaking around. He was thinking he hit it, but puts it under the basket, and that
right there's the perfect line, just outside of that tree.
14 birdies in a row,
Yeah,
no pars.
one bogey. I'm
Pretty-
throwing a wasp here. But yeah, that's gonna be coming in pretty hot. Actually, giving it a pretty decent run. Great tree for me.
More tree love.
Yeah.
Man, Mac, must be living right.
There's all that voodoo I was doing before I came. But no, Cam coming in with a scorching 16 under with that putt not going to be anything for him to worry about.
Matt doing the same. Shooting a not as impressive 14 under, but still
Still
impressive.
pretty impressive.
You know, we mentioned earlier in the front nine that you come out to this course and you expect to birdie everything, but obviously you're not going to. Cameron literally almost did.
Yeah. I believe that's going to tie the record, right, for 16 under.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I want to say Rivers, who we mentioned earlier, also has the record at 16 under, and that's what Cam was going for. He really wanted that record. He wanted the 18 under out here. He talked about it at the end. I'm just finishing out
routine.
12 under rounds, you know, with a bad start. Didn't turn out too bad.
You shoot 12 and have to watch Cam shoot 16. It's
Yeah.
You're not disappointed, but you're just in awe.
No. It'll secure my spot on the lead card for the final 9. So I was happy about that, but imagine being Matt shooting 14 under and still losing 2 strokes.
Yeah. Still got a pretty commanding lead. 4 strokes in 9 holes is going to be tough, but
Anything can happen on that final 9.
yeah, anything can happen.
A little bit of sportsmanship there.
Yeah, Matt congratulating Cam. So yeah, that'll wrap up the back 9, wrap up round 3. We got Matt at 35 under, Cameron at 31, Mac at 22, and Blaine at 18 under.
Yeah, I think 50 combined birdies.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So come back, catch us on the final 9, and we'll see you then.